I'm not really used to telling women what to do.
Right.
All the above.
Yeah.
I recommend advice or some leadership type shit. But then I realized this stuff like, yo, some women, that shit don't go too far. Some women want a nigga to put them in their place like a real estate agent.
Right.
They tell them like, yo, sit the fuck down.
Right.
Do I really want to talk like this to you? No, because I respect you, because I love you.
Yeah.
You're my boo thing.
Yeah.
But then some women say,
you don't care.
You don't talk to me properly or something like that, whatever. I'm going to do what I want to do. And then if, you don't care.
Yeah.
It's like that aspect.
Yeah.
So I look at it stuff as well. You can have let's say a conscious significant other that'll tell me like, yo, I remember I saw the Sex and the City movie or something like that, whatever. Like the first one, I don't know how many movies they got. And the guy just came in. Now, you never saw the chick in the whole movie, but he told his wife, he's like, Miranda, I had an affair.
Right.
Whatever, right? I slept with a woman and stuff at the bar. It meant nothing.
Yeah.
And then now she's all in shambles. And the house is in shambles. You never saw the chick in the flick. But I'm looking like, but why did you have to tell her?
Why do you have to tell her?
The Podical sound.
Podcast, you can't win. Talking a good game, you can't win. Topics never lame, you can't win. Win.
Watch your average Joseph. Marvelous.
It's ridiculously funny.
Mark, get set. Go. I'm Marvelous.
And I'm not your average Joseph.
And we are the Podical Sons. Let's start the show. Like, comment, subscribe to all of the above. Hit
All
the
of that.
subscribe button. Hit the follow button.
You know the deal.
All streaming platforms possible. Welcome to the new folks, to the regular degulars. Buckle up. Enjoy yourself. Get relaxed. Wherever you are, we appreciate that you rocking with us. Yes, podicalsons.com and all streaming platforms possible, all social medias at Podical Sons.
Every day, all day, baby.
Let's do this. How you feeling?
I'm feeling, for the first time in a while, I feel good being low key.
What do you mean?
I feel good that I'm not in the spotlight. That like spotlight, and nobody can call my name for anything. I'm just chilling in the cut.
So what, did you have people and stuff in the back before, like, calling you out for things? Like being in the spotlight? Like, or did you ever consider yourself a spotlight person? Let's say that.
Yeah. At one time.
Did? Okay.
When I was playing the sound, Ninja Force.
How long ago was that though?
Good while. It's a good while.
Over decades.
Yeah.
So you still felt like you were always being in like in the front page and stuff somewhere?
Up front, yeah.
Really?
But yeah, after that, then when I became just like the audio guy for Athos Studio, everybody knew me as the above average engineer. Anywhere I go, yo, get some studio time. Yo, did you mix that? You did that? It's like, no, I'm just this is the guy.
Now, so okay, now would that be considered if you know, or like we're talking about like you're going places minding your damn business and stuff, and people are stopping traffic and stuff, whatever to you?
Hail me up.
Interesting.
Just hail me up. You know what I mean? And it's just because the guy, the not just me, but the guys who I would like engineer for, like they would be known throughout the city. So like it's one of those things like, okay, who's your engineer? Because maybe I might want to use your engineer, and that's how I became known in that life type of deal. And then it's like, yo, I want to work. And then people just coming up to me and just say, yo, like, do you do this for that? Is that this? No, I don't really do it on a business level. Like those guys you see me rolling with. Like,
oh, you a dabble.
Yeah, like those guys you see me rolling with, family. Like they call me on a personal, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't even nowhere near like considering of like being an engineer at that time.
Gotcha.
There's just dudes like, yo, we need an engineer. All right, I'll come through. One or two little social postings here, Oh, who's that? Oh, that's Smooth Back. Oh, he's an engineer now.
So this is like pre-Instagram, Facebook time? Or
pre-Facebook? This is around Black Planet time.
Jeez.
When Black Planet was... Yeah, there's a relic, right? Jeez. This was when Black Planet was popping. And then it died down, right? And then until I became like when I started working for the software company and then became like the FL Studio rep. And then it just pick back up again.
Because it's kind of like you were still in the same landscape that you
Still in the
were
same
before.
landscape.
So it's kind of like you just went to like a more corporate hustle.
Right. I don't know if
Gotcha.
I ever told you the time when shout out to remember I was telling you the first time I met Lex Luger? Shout out to Lex Luger. The first time I met him, he was somebody had recommended him to purchase one of the computers that we're reselling for music producers.
Now, how old was he at that time? Because he's about like early 30s. So now,
Probably
and when
this-
he
this-
did Hard in the Paint for Waka Flocka, that's like teenage, like 1920.
It would have been around that. It would have been around that time.
Okay.
It would have been around that
So
time.
that's 2011.
Right. So then, I hooked him up and so forth like that. And that day when I came home, it's like social media. I was just new to it. I think the only thing that was really popping at that time was Twitter. Twitter was really starting to bounce that time. So I just had a small account. Wasn't even really focusing on it. And then just one day I was at the house and my phone just kept going like nonstop. Just I was like, yo, what is this? So then I checked my phone and I seen like my Twitter account had like over 300 messages, So I jumped in and I checked it. I'm like, yo, I got 300 new followers in the space of, I want to say, half hour. So I was like, yo, did someone hack my shit? Like, what's this about? But then when I checked, I seen he had sent Lex had sent a message thanking me for helping him out with the purchase.
Mm-hmm.
Go follow my dude. He's a good dude. That was it.
Gotcha.
That was it. And then right after that, it's like people started hitting me up on Twitter just to see, yo, you recommend this, you recommend that, you recommend that. So like, I'm not really the recommend guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I sell certain things, certain products, and if you can get it from me, or if you, I'm the person to contact. But outside of that, I'm not really out here recommending software. So yeah, that was the brief, I guess.
Why not though?
Because at that time, I was only repping specific brands. So it's not like I would have like the gauntlet or the access to have like.
But you don't need access to everything and stuff.
No,
because it's kind of like if you, not to cut you, I look at it stuff as where if you're only messing with FL Studio,
right,
and FL Studio is putting the money in your pocket,
right,
why not just rep them?
Oh no. So I was repping them.
Okay.
I was repping them, but they were asking me like stuff that I wasn't repping. That's what I mean. Like when they started asking me advice about this, about that, like that. It's like
recommend they ask right back to FL. It was paying you. Like Death Row is the label that pays, man.
Yeah, but
you just recommend them right
but
back.
these okay. So how FL works is FL would be like a Sony PlayStation.
Okay.
And then the stuff they would ask me about would be like what games to use with your Sony PlayStation.
I mean, everything works well as long as you got a PlayStation.
As long as
the
you got
end.
As long as you get a PlayStation. But they get specific. What about this software? What about this software? It's like, I haven't really touched that software, so I'm not going to say this, that, and the third about it. But
so you had a constant sonic boom and stuff that always puts you within the front page or the front scopes of most of these things.
Most of these things.
From your DJing days all the way now, they've all been like, I want to say semi-attached or touching to each other. And then you always been on the forefront of shit.
I want to say it died down like right when COVID hit. Because right when COVID hit, I think I was still feeling the effects of that because I spent so much time repping the software, and then that translated over to the Battle of the Beatmakers. So everybody knew me from the Battle of the Beatmakers after that.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like it's been constant, like a constant sonic boom from
sonic boom. So when COVID died down now, and it's like, okay, that world is not there, and I'm focusing on other stuff, not really the whole like, okay, this is where I'm at right now. This is it, right? So yeah.
That's interesting because I want to say a lot of people kill themselves to be number one or be the front page person and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Because I think most of the people, I don't want to say if you know, if you don't. I think the ones that don't, they assume that it translates into like money and fame,
right?
Like fortune and fame,
right?
Right. And then if you know and stuff for there, this is like a piece of the cog that makes like a bigger picture,
yeah,
right? But I always look at it and stuff as where, and this is for me, I always look at it stuff as where I'm not downplaying you, but I look at it stuff as where you've always been in the movements of like things that's constantly moving forward.
Right.
But would they ever like call your name to like an unforgettable thing, like the unrecognizable? Because I look at it like this. Check it. You have Drake. Let's say just Drake for this example.
Yeah.
Drake is Drake.
Right.
If you attach the name Drake synonymously to like even a song or to like a movie or to a like certain type of things,
Yeah.
it just kind of just flows to make money, flows to get attraction and stuff like that, whatever.
Right.
Do you say, or would you say that your name has done the same thing like that for you?
When I was repping the FL Studio stuff.
But not now.
Not now. When I was repping the FL Studio stuff, for sure.
Okay.
For sure, 100%, because I was within, and you gotta understand, this was during the time where the software itself was making waves in hip hop, but
it's still making waves in most of the production world.
Yeah, but and at that time though, it was huge in Europe, but it was huge in Europe for like dance music. So they had no clue what was happening over in North America. So there was no support. Like these guys, they wanted support. They wanted to reach out to the company and say, hey, what if you do this? What if you do that? So I instantly became that guy, that in-between guy. Yo, I remember one time they took out the FL Studio, it was known for like blocks. You build everything like Lego, right? So one time they got rid of the blocks. And I kid you not, the amount of producers that call me to tell me, yo, tell them to put the blocks back in. Nuts. And they're like, and I'm on phone with the producers on this end, and I'm on with FL on this end, and say, yo, producers say they need the blocks back. Okay. Few days. Yeah. If they click legacy in the options, the blocks reappear. Bet.
Call back and let them know.
It's there. Just gotta hit legacy, the blocks will reappear. Okay, you know what I mean? Like just simple things like that.
Gotcha.
Because they had nobody to contact. So because they knew I could get answers quickly, I became that guy.
Gotcha. And for those who don't know, FL is Fruity Loops. If you ever heard Fruity Loops, that's the FL portion of stuff where you probably heard that in tons of songs. I've heard like too many people talking about like, making Fruity Loops and making beats and stuff like that, from Timbaland to Swiss to all of them and stuff, using Fruity Loops and stuff, right? Gotcha. Okay. Well then we had 2 polls for the week. But then that's more tapping into the world of the second poll. So second poll and stuff is like, are you a boss or are you a leader? Right?
Right.
And the poll on that, it says it was 100% people said they're leaders. Do you consider yourself a leader?
I would consider myself a leader.
Talk about it.
Because I'm not one to...
Well, even to this regards.
Yeah, even to this regards. Like again, I was never the person to dictate anything. I was always the person to lead and show by example. Right? So if you had come to me and say, like, how do you specifically do this? I was never the guy to say, you got to do it this way. Here's how I would do it. It benefited me. Maybe you might want to try it this way, but believe me when I say there's more ways to skin a cat, type of deal. And if you come up with a better way, show me, because I would like to know. And I think that's one thing where I think leaders don't mind learning. I think bosses have a problem with learning.
I don't know. I feel like, okay, so the funny thing too, all right, I got a tab somewhere here. All right, so this is from dictionary.com.
Okay.
Right? So there's several definitions, obviously, for boss, right?
Right.
So first one is a person who employs or superintends workers, right?
Okay.
But the one I like is like to be master of, over, manage, direct, or control. Now tell me, what do you think the difference between a boss and a leader and stuff is that with that definition? Because a lot of people studies put a straight negative connotation and stuff on the boss.
Right.
Right? And I feel like a boss, same thing what you were saying, it felt synonymous to a boss.
Right.
Like I feel like a leader, a lot of people for like in short definition sense, I'll even look up leader and stuff, whatever too. Let's do that.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I always feel like a lot of people and stuff, they just like boss is the go do this.
Yeah.
But you have to manage some things. Some people need to be micromanaged.
Some people need to be micromanaged.
But because if this person is micromanaging them and stuff, whatever, if you like them, you'll put them as a leader.
Right.
And if you don't like them, it'll be a boss. So let's look up leader now. Leader, a person or thing that leads. A guide or direction head as an army, movement, or political group. And only 2 definitions for leader.
There's 2 definitions for leader.
There's 2. Uno and dos. Oh, sorry, Canada. And did. So I look at it stuff as where, even if we're going like thesaurus-wise,
Right.
leader and boss, I don't think they're even touching each other. No, boss is there. Synonymous.
Boss there?
Synonymous.
Okay.
Synonym, boss. I feel like, for me, was kind of tapping into like the old thing we were talking about with the carrot and the stick.
Right.
If you're a good leader, there's a good leader lead with a carrot or the stick. I feel like if you lead with a stick, you're a boss.
Yeah. So
I use leader in that question. And people are like, oh, I lead with a carrot. Not everybody's synonymous, like, is acceptable to like the carrot.
No, not everybody's acceptable to the carrot.
Because some people need to learn the hard way for some things. And I always go back to the reference in The Art of War.
Right.
Like in one of the prefaces of The Art of War, when Sun Tzu, I can't remember which emperor he was speaking with, but he lined up 7 concubines. He said, am I allowed to do whatever with them? He said, yes, lead them like you would lead an army. And the wives, they kept laughing, swinging swords and everything. He cut one head off and the 6 of them lined the fuck up.
Right, right.
Does that make him a leader or a boss? Because Sun Tzu is known across fight from the business world to the whole thing as the greatest one of the greatest generals and stuff in the world.
Yeah.
Right? So I look at it as what that was a boss ass move.
Seems pretty bossy to me. Seems pretty bossy to me. But I like when you said though, when you brought up that whole thing of micromanaging, right? Because I think that's one thing like I don't want to do. I mean, if I'm forced to do it because you're not pulling your weight, and I gotta say, okay, no, it has to be done like this in order for it to work. Then the boss mode will come out.
Bitch, you a boss.
Then the boss mode.
Bitch, you a boss.
The boss mode.
You're
will
not
come
a
out.
leader then. If you're doing that,
but that's what I'm saying. I don't want to have to do that. Right? I rather I say, okay, this is what it is.
Right.
Right. This is point A. You figure out how to get to point A. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have to tell you how to get to point A because maybe there might be you may have a more better or more comfortable strategy that works for you to get to point A that will give us better results.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? Here it is. Figure it out. But if you can't figure it out and I start to suffer, then the boss is going to have to come and play.
And see, so that's why it's like when it came to group projects, one thing I disliked the most in school is group assignments. I'm okay with doing my shit on my own.
Right.
Right? I think the thing and stuff is now I can implement my part. If you're telling me to give a part, I don't want to be a leader.
Yeah.
Because you have to, again, do it all that type of stuff. Like, I'll do my part. I'll play the position without a doubt. But I look at it stuff as where if you're not pulling your weight, I'm going to call your card on it.
Right.
And I'm going to look at you and the way I talk or the way I might say some things, it might come off kind of bossy. So then you might just kill the Y off and just call me the boss.
Call you the boss.
And this is what I really don't like to do. So that's why I look at them like, a lot of people jumped up like it was 100%.
Oh, it was 100%.
It was 100% for leader and everything. So I was like, okay, so let's make this in a general statement and stuff, right?
Right.
Let's say at work, are you a boss or are you a leader? Because you run your own company.
At work, I'm a boss.
Okay, so you're a boss.
Yeah.
At home, are you a boss or are you a leader?
I don't say boss and leader.
You sound like the people coming into the phone. People coming in the phone, they're like, I want both. I want both.
Hard to separate the two because because sometimes I have to be that disciplinarian guy for my kids' sake. So that's where the boss comes in. But before it gets to that point, I tried the leader approach. Like, this is what I've done. This is what helped me. Maybe you might want to try this. You understand? Like, I'm not saying that you have to, but this is what works for me.
That's a boss move right there.
That's a
Because,
boss?
because I tell you, because like, all right, when it comes to the boss, I remember, what is this? I think they call it it's a kind of sandwich. I think it's like a conflict sandwich. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering this stuff. The business people might come for me and stuff, whatever. And that's fine.
That's fine.
But
That's fine.
it's somewhere where, because it's Podical Sons, baby.
Yeah.
It's somewhere where you lay a compliment,
Right.
you get to the problem or the conflict,
Right.
and you end it with a compliment. So the fact you're given a strategy
right.
pertaining to the main problem,
Right.
and then you're like, maybe you should go forth and try it. That's what a boss does. They give this kind of like conflict sandwich.
Got it.
So I look at it as like a leader, you're just playing your part and you're hoping that the masses or whosoever follow suit. And not everybody, and if they don't follow, then that means you're not really a leader.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the thing and stuff for us. I was looking, I was like, yo, I think a lot of people was dope and bad at the same time and stuff. What is that? Like, we use a lot of these words where it was kind of underlooked, and I want to say not underlooked, but didn't really give a regard to.
Right.
And then now you polarize a word, and once it's polarized now everybody wants to start using it.
Yeah.
Like the wildest thing, one of my boys, his daughter and stuff, she said something about like, she was 8 at the time. She said, "Oh, Dad, you know, I have social anxiety." He's like, "Can you spell it? Can you spell it?" And I was like, "Yeah, ask her." Yeah. I'm like, "What did she say?" She's like, she couldn't spell it. Why am I like, "Dad, why you put me on the spot?"
Right.
Because the word has been polarized so many times.
Yeah.
Now people are now using it now.
Yeah.
What I employ people to do is know what the hell they're
speaking
saying
about.
And I think a lot of times and stuff, whatever, they're just looking at leader, boss, negative, leader, positive, boss, negative.
Yeah.
We're going to go with the word leader. People like, there's like 2 definitions for leader just a while ago. This is on the internet, dictionary.com.
You're beefing, boss.
Yeah. There was like 6, 7 ones for boss.
Yeah.
So I look at like, let me ask you one more thing pertaining to the whole boss thing. Do you think people view you as a leader?
I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know. To be quite honest.
Gotcha.
Quite honest.
So okay, let's start minute. Let's say household.
Household? Yeah, leader.
Family.
Family? Leader, and again, sometimes probably look at me as a boss.
Friends.
Oh, definitely leader.
Leader?
Yeah.
I think people look at me as a leader.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because I can hold my own.
Right.
But I look at it stuff as where, let's say, if we're talking about, let's say, like family, like, you know, like, let's say household, family, friends and stuff like that, whatever.
Right.
Probably look at me as stuff as like, between the two, more so boss.
More so boss?
More so boss. Family, I think boss, and they wouldn't want to fuck with me because of that, because of negative connotation and stuff, whatever, right?
Right.
Friends, leader.
Right.
Because I think most of my friends and stuff, whatever, tend to follow me because they think I might know the way.
Right.
But the thing and stuff is that my first priority for everything is always peace. And I feel like once I have a peace of mind, I can see the answer or I can see it, whatever. Like, it was weird. I saw it in this one anime. The man, he just like kind of got to like quiet mode.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yo, I can see dodging everything, ducking all the above, surviving all of the above. And
would you say that'd be akin to a moment of clarity?
Of course, for sure.
There you go.
For sure. And but that's what I'm saying. If you have more moment of clarities than other people or stuff, whatever, they're gonna be like, how do you do that?
How do you do that?
How do you know?
Right.
How do you stay faithful in a room full of hoes? Because they're looking at stuff as like, we're here.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're here. You're supposed to just follow suit. You know, when in Rome, do what the Romans do.
Yeah.
But then yet it's still you're holding your own and stuff like that, right? Like, I've never cheated before.
Right.
Right? Now some of my friends look at it like, that's some leadership.
That's some good shit.
And they'll try to follow in suit with it. But I'm like, yo, what works for me might not work for you.
Right.
I'm a vocal guy when it comes to a relationship. I'll say these are the things I require, these are the things I like, and this is what I don't like.
Yeah.
Right? Some of them might not be able or have the courage to say these type of things.
Yeah.
So now when they're put in these positions and stuff, whatever, maybe their significant other might look at them as not like a leader.
But I mean, what you just said though, but that's what makes you a leader. Because you just told them.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to do it.
What works for me might not work for you.
Yeah.
Right? If you were a boss, you would be like, no, just you don't go out there and cheat. You're telling them not to go do it, right?
Yeah.
But you don't know if it's gonna work. I was like, demand that they do it.
I like, bruh, I'm not gonna put like this. I'm not gonna lock up in no relationship with somebody and stuff where like my basic requirements are not met.
Yeah.
Right? And if they're not met, I'm not gonna sit there. Now I know there's other guys and stuff that'll sit there and stuff like that. I seen a guy, his woman like she just harps.
Snapdragon?
Yeah. She just harps at him.
Right.
In public. They don't discriminate. Like, I'm like, this is a conversation for the car, the bedroom, when you're dolo. She just harps. So then I look at stuff, I'm like, boss, please tell me she got grade A cooch. If you tell me she got a grade A cooch, I won't question nothing more. But it's still not enough for me to stay. It's still not enough for me to stay. Because I look at stuff as like,
there's a lot of shit.
It's a lot. Because I'm like, some of that thing and stuff might be like, emasculating, demeaning, all that type of stuff. But then again, it might be their fetish.
That's the next thing, right? And
that's not my fetish.
And I think that's why, again, because we both said leaders when it came to like the friend realm.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of my things, right? It's like, as a friend, I don't want to ever tell you what to do or tell you that you're wrong or right in doing what you're doing. If I need to point out something, I'll point it out. Right? But at the same time, I'm going to do what works for me, just like how you said. It might not work for you, but if you see it work for me and you feel like you can pull from that, by all means, pull from it.
Do you speak like that to your friends? If you speak just like how you spoke and stuff, whatever,
right?
I feel like it already came with a disclaimer. Now, I see a lot of times stuff that I feel like certain people, they won't speak like that.
Yeah.
So it has no disclaimer. So it'd be like, I heard a dude say like, could no way a woman do that to me and stuff, whatever. I'll fuck her to fuck up. That's a boss-like statement.
That is a boss-like statement.
Right? So now, the other person's probably like, look at those cartoons. Yeah. He's right. Yeah. And then they try to, follow suit.
Right.
But the person's probably like, disclaimer, this one works for me. It might not work for you. But they just say it, no disclaimer. Next thing you know what? She broke up with me.
I can't remember if it was a TV show or a movie. It is the same situation. Dude was saying, he's talking to another dude. Go, you gotta show you're the boss. You gotta show who's who in the relationship, right? Dude was like, got all pumped up. Next scene, dude came back with a black guy. She's like, yeah.
You see that?
She showed you who's boss.
Like I said, there's mad things. There's mad junk food messing with our physical bodies.
Yeah.
And there's mad junk values messing with our brains. So I always look at stuff as like, if you're not too sure, talk to your love and support corner and try and figure out and stuff, whatever.
Figure it out.
And try to see if this solution that kind of presents itself,
if
it might possibly work for you, or you can make it applicable and stuff in your world. Because if you have a snapdragon, like you're saying and stuff, whatever, boss, you might have a black eye and stuff.
You might have a black eye, man.
All right. Well, that was the second poll of the week.
Okay.
First poll of the week was, would you take back a cheater? And it was at 92%.
For
no. 92% said no. Talk about it.
Yeah, I think we touched upon this like maybe
in different formats.
In different forms, and I would say that I believe in second chances, but you won't get a third. So in my case, I would take them back. Take them back. But again, third time's a charm, and that charm might not be too charming.
It's okay. You have a good girl.
Yeah.
You have a good woman. And I guess she's out in this one present moment, and she just happened to hook up with, let's say, a porn star type dude.
All right.
Right?
Yeah.
a porn star type dude and everything like that, you know, he already know, like, you know, he's known for his pipe game and stuff like that, whatever, right?
The bat blower outer.
One more time for the hearing impaired?
The bat blower outer.
Okay. All right. This is the female equivalent to boom flick, I guess. So the back blower outer, now she's not gonna forget this, but now she confesses like Usher to you that, babe, I'm sorry I did this, whatever, and all the above.
Yeah.
She's not gonna tell you like it's a back blower outer or stuff, or a boom flick.
Probably she might keep that one on the low.
You might keep that, you know, on the low ski.
Yeah.
Right? But now you hear this adult star stuff, whatever, saying like, you know, they like, oh, is there ever some unforgettable moments? Yo, there was this one time I was in Toronto and ran into a woman and, you know, described the ideal type. He described the woman, caught him off guard. And you're like, sounds like someone I know.
Sounds like somebody I know.
Right? And he's like, yo,
tell you
like
what.
Shalimar, he made it a night to remember.
Tell you what. As long as it sounds like somebody I know, and to everybody else, it don't sound like the same person. I might be able to say,
you can give it another chance.
I can be all right. You know? But once it starts sounding like, yo, bro, that sounds like your girl. Because now you got to start, it's a whole nother ball game, right?
Because, all right, so where we live in society right now, I feel like body count stuff still kind of matter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I look at it where I always applauded Kanye because I remember I read this thing a long time ago about a confident man and like you can overlook a person's sexual history and sexual past.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm at that point of stuff now.
Okay.
Right? Now I want to say there was years ago where I didn't look at it, view it the same way like I'm viewing this stuff now.
Right. Yeah.
The woman you're with, she made a sex tape with somebody else. Like, I want to say, even now, I feel like, where's the sex tape? It's like, if it's floating amongst like the city, soft things. But if it's floating amongst like the hub, like the porn hub,
yeah.
I'd be like, I hope they didn't put their name in the description bar.
Anytime somebody can recognize
you,
anytime somebody can recognize you, that's the issue. Right?
That's what I'm saying. Like when you say for one time in my life and stuff, whatever, you're glad you're not the recognizable boss. I want to be in a cut like a Band-Aid. Like I don't like. God bless the podcast. I'm grateful for all the podcast brings.
Yeah, I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful, and I understand what may come with it.
Yeah,
right? I get that, right? But just I mean, going back to the whole working at above average, the owner. He said something to me.
Well, his woman got a boom flick somewhere? Okay. Back blower outer, sorry. Go ahead.
He said something to me one day that I never forget. Because he's low key. You know what I'm talking. He's low key. And I always used to say to him, yo, ain't nobody know who you are and nobody knows what you do, but a lot of people are coming to record at your studio. A lot of known people in the city. I go, don't you want more exposure to get more business? And he said to me, I'd rather be the graffiti on the wall. Seen and not heard.
Always.
And I was like,
the greatest trick the devil pulled is making people believe that he didn't exist. So, I mean, I looked at it and stuff like that now, but I don't know about the blackboard hours and I can't even talk right and stuff because I look at stuff as like, where if I'm minding my BI, and then somebody just like boop, boop, sends me a notification and stuff, and I'm like, "What's up?" That's a message. Open it up. Damn, he rocking this chick. I'm like,
that chick.
I know that birthmark.
I know that ankle tattoo.
I know that sound. Then now you're hitting the zoom now, whatever you're doing, a little double like wing, wing, looking like a lunatic, whatever you're looking like. Hey, yo, babe. And she's like, yeah, it was just that time. It was the time. The one time I cheated on you.
It's the one time.
You're like, but we're still together, right? You're like,
it's the one time.
A coworker sent you this video. They're like, oh, that was your wife at the mixer?
Yeah.
It's your wife at the mixer?
But going back to the, if you can cheat, and I think when you said that, she came and confessed like Usher.
Yeah.
I think if they're confessing it, it's something that's on their conscience, and they might feel bothered about it. And I think And I feel like if they feel bothered about it, then there's something that I could probably look at that say, okay, they regret their actions and it may not happen again. And that's why I'm saying I'm willing to give you that because it's
devil's advocate here.
Yeah,
devil's advocate right here.
Go ahead.
What if she just told you just to be toxic, to see your reaction, to see, because I had a woman tell me and stuff one day. I have women that have told me it's like you don't care. Now my thing and stuff is that I grew up with a mom who can nobody tell her nothing but the government. And that was her statement that she always would make. Whatever.
Okay.
Nobody can tell her what to do except the government and stuff. And then even if she still wants to listen to them,
right.
You know what I'm saying? My mom's like, yo, if I got to make this money and the government says no, I'm going to make this damn money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I look at it as stuff as where I grew up with a mother like this.
Okay.
So in my mind now, as an adult now, I'm not really used to telling women what to do.
Right.
All the above.
Yeah.
I recommend advice or some leadership type shit. But then I realize and stuff like, yo, some women, that shit don't go too far. Some women want a nigga to put them in their place like a real estate agent.
Right.
They tell them like, yo, sit the fuck down.
Right.
Do I really want to talk like this to you? No, because I respect you, because I love you.
Yeah.
You're my boo thing.
Yeah.
But then some women say,
you don't care.
You don't talk to me properly or something like that, whatever. I'm going to do what I want to do. And then if, you don't care.
Yeah.
It's like that aspect.
Yeah.
So I look at it stuff as well. You can have let's say a conscious significant other that'll tell me like, yo, I remember I saw this Sex and the City movie or something like that, whatever. Like the first one, I don't know how many movies they got. And the guy just came in. Now you never saw the chick in the whole movie, but he told his wife, he's like, Miranda, I had an affair.
Right.
Whatever, right? I slept with a woman and stuff at the bar. It meant nothing.
Yeah.
And then now she's all in shambles. And the house is in shambles. You never saw the chick in the flick. But I'm looking like, but why did you have to tell her?
Why do you have to tell her? His conscience.
So that's what I'm saying. So, and then another aspect could be looking like, yo, boss, we were good. If it didn't mean anything, why the fuck are you telling me?
This is true.
So I look at this stuff as where I get where you're coming from, but then I know some people and stuff that were saying like just to be vindictive. I know a guy, his ex-wife and stuff was even like bitter like Cersei tea.
Yeah.
And she legit like, yeah, I screwed da-da-da amount of people and stuff like that, whatever. But you need me because I make more money than you and stuff, and you won't survive. And this is how, and that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, again, some men will sit there and take this, right? Or not even men, some people, because some women that might just take some stuff like this, like that too. You'd be like, you ain't going nowhere. I make all the money in the house. I'm buying you all these things. You're living a lavish life. Sit pretty and shut up.
Yeah.
Right? They probably have no choice but to take back the cheater.
Probably had no choice. Probably got to sit.
But now when you're in the options of like,
and shut up.
I was looking at stuff like, I treat these things like forgiveness and power. Like I look at it stuff as that true forgiveness cannot come amongst a person who doesn't have power.
Explain that.
So if you have, say you have the power and stuff to ruin my life, right?
Right.
And I did something and stuff to you.
Right.
Like say in the past.
Right.
Now you're like 5 years ago, I did something to you. I don't know, I did a little, let's say something petty. I ankle sweeped you. You fell into like a pile of shit.
Yeah.
Everybody laughed at you.
Right.
Embarrassing moment. They know you had shit face.
Yeah.
Now, 5 years later and stuff, but I'm not doing so well and stuff. Probably got like a minimum wage job or some shit.
Yeah.
You see me somewhere and stuff like that, whatever. If you really and truly forgive me, because you have now this power, money, status, and everything,
right?
That's true forgiveness because you actually let it go. But if you're looking like, I can buy this fucking place and I can become not your leader, your boss, and give you like the time of hell. Because you know people are petty out here.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And people like they'll tell you, so I got time today.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to it, that's not really like true forgiveness if you're on the other side.
That's
I look at like black people and stuff. Even with racism and like how they've been mistreated and stuff like during slavery, we're not in a position of power to forgive truly like that. That's why it's like so much hostility and things in between.
Yeah. Why
we're not at that point where we need to be. But then the other people and stuff who are in that power and stuff, like I heard Lil Wayne say in an interview one day, he said, what do you mean he's like, black lives don't matter? Like, do black lives don't matter? He's like, there's a white man behind the camera recording me.
Yeah.
I'm the millionaire. I don't know how much you make. And then when he said it, whatever, I was like, he's in that position of power.
Right.
When you have the position of power, I feel like that stuff like, Would you forgive a cheater and everything? Like, yeah, some people might say, I cheated on you. I slept with such and such like that. Could you forgive me? Would you take me back? Chips on your court.
Yeah.
You have to weigh your pros and cons.
Yeah.
If you're not the breadwinner in the house, you're not this, you're not that.
Shut up and take one.
Take a bakery. Why don't you
take the whole damn bakery?
But yeah, it comes to that. But now, if you're in a position of power where, okay, I was the, let's say, the sugar baby, and I have this rich sugar mama.
Yeah.
I'm living a soft life. Shout out to Shorty. I'm living this soft life. And then I'm like, yo, babe, real quick, I want to apologize. I slept with the neighbor and stuff down the street. Would you forgive me? Would you take this good old cheater back?
Man, this is sounding too close to current events.
What do you mean? Not your average?
That's sounding too close to current events.
What do you mean? It's just the circle of life.
A circle of life.
Circle of
okay,
life.
so are we through the polls and we gonna get to the shits?
Yeah, we can get to it.
Get
to it. Let's. Where do you want to start? What's on your mind? You tell me what's on your mind, and I can tell you what we have on our minds.
Okay, so
because I know you wanted to talk about one thing. I got something to make you smile, but go ahead.
Something to make.
Yeah. Go ahead. Fire away.
All right. I mean, I wanted to wait for we like to let things simmer for a bit, but this whole Cassie and Puffy thing went really quick.
Okay.
So now we on the record saying that it's like you got to be your own rescue, and we're gonna grant you the time to get your thoughts, get yourself collected, to get for you to get some sort of understanding of what transpired, what's taking place. But we both agreed once that happens, you should now move forward and act with it.
Okay.
Right? With this latest revelation with the whole Sean Combs and Cassie, I forget her last name.
Cassandra Ventura.
Cassandra Ventura.
So Sean Combs versus Cassandra Ventura.
This is a situation where we know it was more than 10 years now. Is it
over? Yeah, about that.
About that, over 10 years. We just been privy to I think it was Mick Jagger who had charges brought up on him that was like 20 years old.
No, I didn't hear about this. Talk about it.
I think it was either. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure if it was Mick Jagger, but it's a rock and roll icon.
They say that. So I'm about to say allegedly.
Yeah,
don't sue us.
A rock and roll icon.
Okay,
right. That they said someone's talking about sexual harassment since 1974.
Okay,
right. So sorry, 40 years ago. Right. We know the Cosby where we say, a lot of that shit was like 20 years plus. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are saying, that's old, it's too old, it's too old, it's too old, it's too old. But not a lot of people are saying that with this whole Puffy issue.
I think so, okay. And I think from my side, I'm looking at this stuff as where it's semi-recent, but it's not too old. Like, for example, I think, is it New York? New York has some thing and stuff now, I think. I'm trying to remember exactly, but like, let's say one of the recent Cosby accusers.
Right.
Some of the things are going to fall off because it's going to be too old.
Okay.
So they have a law in New York and stuff pertaining to that. I can't remember exactly what it's called.
Well, I was speaking to this one lady and I was asking, well, why didn't she charge him? She just went with the lawsuit. And then she was telling me, depending on what state you're in, the statute of limitations is either 3 to 10 years.
Yes.
So I said, okay, that makes sense. They're past the 10 years limit. If it's one of those places where it's not a lifetime, then she can't do it.
Facts.
Right.
So I think she's now, a lot of other people, the other cases, we're going to be in that statute of limitation limit.
Got it.
So that's why it's like, it's now or never.
Got it.
Right?
Right.
And she shot her shot. It was like a one-day the whole world shut down. The fact that the lawsuit came out.
Yeah.
And the following day it was settled.
The following day it was settled. I mean, not after the 35-page deposition came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still fact and stuff that it got settled that fast. And no one's seeing jail time. I don't know why. I'm just gonna mind my business and stuff. And no shade to Diddy and stuff.
I mean, no shade. Because
but I just look at it stuff as where for less,
yeah,
Bill Cosby and stuff, they do some books.
Yeah,
Harvey Weinstein for more. Like they make sure stuff, whatever. Like
books.
Yeah, they throw some books.
They do some books.
Right? And then it just kind of comes back to like Dark Knight villain, die to be a hero, live long to see yourself become a villain.
Right.
We've always championed Sean Combs within the culture.
Yeah.
For the longest. Right? And to hear this situation stuff like Cassie, it's not like a lot of people were saying like, that would never happen and stuff, whatever. Diddy didn't do that and everything.
Yeah.
They agree. I can say myself. I said it myself. I'll stand on that. I'll be like, she might have a case.
And we've been saying that for a while.
She might have a case.
Right.
And this is the day when everything broke the world, right? When it broke the internet, basically. Right. And then everything was all settled and stuff. I was like, but they threw books at people. Like they made, like Bill Cosby, I guess, like the martyr of this, whatever. Like people like with money and power and Weinstein and stuff, whatever. You can't go down for these type of things.
But I'm wondering if within Cosby and Weinstein's case, is it because they were charged? Do you think that might have something more to do with it? Because I think charges were laid in.
So charges were laid and stuff too, and lawsuits and stuff for Bill's aspect. Right. I'm pretty sure there was lawsuits and stuff laid. I don't think charges and stuff were laid because I think to the other end of the scope, remember, it's all devil's advocacy and stuff, whatever, right? The other end of the scope is stuff, you're like, you say this now for what? To get a payday.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And I'm looking at it and stuff as like, yeah, I can see that. I can see why people would say that and not back her.
Yeah.
But then we've all known and stuff that even in that duration that they were like rumored to be together, Diddy still had other women.
Mm-hmm.
Diddy was still with Kim Porter and stuff when she was gone.
Yeah.
The twins are young.
Yeah.
The twins are young now. Come on. We can't look at stuff like Diddy's twins and stuff were like 30 years old or something like that. I want to say, what is it? Was it Christian? Not Christian. But even Christian.
Right.
King Combs and the other the light-skinned son.
They're men.
They're men.
They're men.
They're men. They're like probably in the late 20s, early 30s or something like that. They're men. The twins are young.
Mm-hmm.
So at the same time the Cassie situation was going on, twins are born.
Right.
Right? That's not my business and stuff for it, but I look at it stuff as where people will see it'll be a cash grab for Cassie, much as with this New York rule that certain things stuff like pass a set of time.
Right.
Why not? But then if you look at it from, I want to say a compassionate kind of thing, you're looking like where we don't know what went down and stuff, but we always give women the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I want to say, because the lawsuit was now resolved and solved and the settlement has been reached, you kind of look at stuff as like, might have been foul play.
Okay, so this one lawyer explained it like this. It said, when you put forward a lawsuit, the lawsuit is pretty much saying, we intend to go to court, right? And present this evidence, right? And the evidence could be photos, it could be videos, it could be eyewitnesses, it could be character witnesses, all of that stuff. This is what we intend on doing when we go to trial, right? So now, if that is the intent, and okay, stuff that may come out in trial may be extremely damaging to you, then yes, you're going to settle before it even gets to that point and get the NDAs on and popping.
Yeah.
Because once the NDAs are on and popping, guess what? All that evidence that would have came out during the trial, that's locked and sealed.
mean, he got ahead of it. You can't knock somebody for getting ahead of it.
Well,
But I
come
mean,
on, if you got money and power, you're not gonna go down.
the D, the E, the V, the I, the L, the devil. The devil. Hold up. That's just crazy. I don't blame either. Let me say this. I don't blame Diddy for settling.
Nope.
And I don't blame Cassie for shooting a shot to get this coin.
Nope.
Because I want to say, just looking at her from like a household point of view, like she had some songs, but
Yeah.
we've been told the tale many, many moons ago that most musicians don't really make coin like that, whatever.
Right.
Like a lot of them portray imagery. It takes like the good, wise, and savvy business people, like how they, I guess the contracts are written, how they, like utilize their music and stuff to actually make bread like that.
Right.
Cassie has Me and You. To me, I have two Cassie tracks in my head. I have Me and You, and I have Official Girl.
Yeah.
Those are the only two tracks I have from Cassie. After that, she was just known to me as Diddy's girl.
Yeah.
Because I remember they had a cologne commercial, I think for Sean John Forgiven or something like that. It was a commercial where she's in the car, he's in the car. I'm like, who's that chick? I'm like, oh, it's Cassie. And I'm like, we just
I
know
remember that
she's
commercial.
Yeah. We just know she's just Diddy's girl.
And the cologne was called Forgiven?
Unforgiven.
Yikes.
Oh, that didn't live too long.
Yikes.
That didn't live too long. I think all is now forgiven with the settlements and the NDAs going in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What do you think is going to happen now? Because I'm like,
what?
Are we supposed to just act like this information didn't come out? Because
social media. Because I think social media, by the time there's going to be something that's going to sonic boom this,
right?
And we're going to forget all about this until it'll be like a conversation about settlements or lawsuits and stuff at like a huddle somewhere, like somebody like holding drinks or holding court just for fun. But I don't think it's going to live long. Because one day up and one day down, people gonna forget that real quick.
It's so funny because I think it was just, I don't even think it was 2 weeks ago that I asked you if you feel like this whole him and the ordering of the murder of supposedly Tupac Shakur was gonna die anytime soon. And the same thing you were saying, we just need something else to replace that.
We did.
Who would have think that he would have replaced this shit with some other shit?
I think the thing is that people lack to pay attention to stuff to Sean Combs.
Right.
The reason why I say it like that is because when you, like, me, I look at certain people and stuff, whatever. Like when they catch my attention and stuff, I'm like, Jay-Z said it, let me be great.
Okay.
Right? And I have no problem letting anybody be great, but I gotta look at stuff as where and this is my judgmental side.
Right.
Did you step on people to get to the top?
Get to where you are.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
From the walking to the making the band, like go get cheesecakes, you don't need that. You have bread. You can have somebody bring you. If Diddy rolled up on you and stuff, whatever, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Diddy rolled up on you and stuff, whatever. Like, yo, random dude, I want good Jamaican food. I'm not from here. I want good Jamaican food. This is my hotel. Can you bring me good Jamaican food? Here's $100. Or he doesn't even give you nothing and stuff, whatever.
Yeah. Bring
me the food and I'll make it worth your while. That's all he has to say.
Yeah.
Boss, you're going to go get the food. You're going to be like, I can't go to this place because they probably say like mid-food. I want to give top of tier. So you don't forget.
Top tier.
You made these people do this. They're contestants on the show.
Mm-hmm.
You did this to power flex on them to be like, yo, no one's greater than you.
Right.
And you made them walk.
Definitely boss. Far from leader.
So I look at it as stuff as where the things that Sean Combs does or is around him.
Yeah.
It's going to be polarized regardless. And it's going to make news. I just look at stuff as where from the Halloween costumes, from the Joker thing to the Batman thing, Diddy's a name that won't be left out, especially amongst the Black community.
No.
You got things like Revolt TV. Everybody knows that's synonymous to Diddy.
Yeah.
Ciroc, synonymous to Diddy.
Yeah.
There's certain things and stuff, whatever you hear, I'll be missing you, synonymous to Diddy.
Yeah, I mean, and especially the black community, but especially the hip hop community. There's not many that we can champion to say, okay, yo, they made it, right? So when we look at the Puffies, the Jay-Z's, like we're proud. You know what I mean? We're proud of those accomplishments.
But I think it's a measurement of success.
Yeah.
When it comes to people like that,
Yeah.
it's a measurement of success. If you measure them as their measurement of success, then by all means.
Right.
Because I always look at stuff as where, for me, like, what's his name? Big Country. He's a basketball player. He used to play for the Grizzlies when they were in Vancouver.
Yes.
Right? This guy, he is a country, like, bumpkin. Like, like, if that's a slur, I don't know. We live in a different world. Well, fuck it.
Fuck it.
I apologize if it's a slur. But then
Right.
I would say, like, he fulfilled his rookie contract and he was out.
Right.
All he needed was about the $5 million so he can buy more farmland and produce and do his thing and stuff like that, whatever, right?
Yeah.
To some people, that's success.
Yeah.
To other people and stuff, whatever, they might call him useless.
Right.
Right? However you measure success. I feel like there's so many people within the hip hop community that we can measure their success and say, like, yes, but it's just that we put success on a dollar notation.
This is true.
So Diddy, when he was billionaire, then not billionaire, I don't know where his dollar mark is. Again, I don't watch people's pockets. I'm not a kangaroo.
Right.
Right? Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, when they're doing these multi-million deals and stuff for there. But I look at it stuff as where, let's look at somebody like Fabulous.
Okay.
Fabulous, I think he had a situation with the New York police, sued them for $9 million. And no, he got $9 million out of the settlement. You have $9 million to your name now, right? You invest even $2 million properly. You never have to rap again or work again. Life is good. Every time I see Fab looks like he has a new album coming out.
Yeah.
And he's not doing shit.
Yeah.
No disrespect, but I look at it stuff as like, that's successful to me. That's successful to me. So I look at it stuff as where people measure their success.
Right.
Different scales and stuff, whatever. I feel like, yes, we should always champion ones that kind of like look like you, because representation means a lot. Right? But I just look at, there comes to a point where we gotta look at stuff and just say, like, yo, remove this from the individual from what you know. Is this person a wolf? or is this person like us? It's like, I feel like some people just want to devour stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, some people just always look like, yo, we know Diddy talk kind of tough. We know he talk tough. It could be for music and entertainment purpose, or it could be half truth.
True.
Constantly, he will always be polarized. From the J-Lo times to like the Cassie times to the Young Miami times, he's going to be polarized for the things that he does.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
We're just looking for a new sonic boom. Social media. It's from now to Christmas. There's gonna be some things. You took shots at the dark side. There's gonna be some things and stuff like that. But I'm like, right now we're focusing on, I guess more of the world is focusing on, damn, I can't believe babies are still being killed.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna take something in the social, entertainment stratosphere to kill the Diddy noise.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Well, we still got one more month for the year to be up.
Yeah. What I wanted to talk about, this is the thing that was make you smile. Did D1 make a point with his statement to the current state of hip hop?
Oh shit. I think he put the conversation out there. I don't think the point has been made 100.
Talk about it.
A lot of people are talking about it, but not as much as I think he wants. So I think for him, the job has just started. It's got, like, I wouldn't even say it's got wings, but it's definitely got legs. I think what's happening now is people are really, and it's funny because we were saying sort of the same thing, not 100% the same thing, but sort of the same thing. Whereas you elevate to a certain, your rhyme should elevate with you.
Your viewpoint in the world should change.
It should elevate with you, right?
Yeah.
You're not a little kid no more. You're experiencing the world differently at the age of 30, 40 than you experienced it at 20, 17. You know what I mean? And your viewpoint should reflect that. Especially if especially if your peers, and this is the thing where I think kind of turns me off, right?
Okay.
Because at the age of 16, 17, 18,
Mhm.
I was not involved in that life, but that music was still the shit to me.
Okay.
You understand? I could not be 100% relatable because I was not about that life, but I'm still relatable because I know people who were in it,
Mhm.
right? Fast forward to
30s and 40s?
30s and 40s,
Okay.
right? I know I'm nowhere near that life,
Mhm.
right? The people who I know who are in it, they like shit. I gotta now start making a living for myself. This ain't doing it, right? So these people who are hustling on the street, a lot of people I know, they're working,
Mhm.
feeding families and stuff like that. So it's not even like they're in that situation where they can they can recognize or familiar. No, what is saying? What is the word I'm looking for?
Like relate?
Relate,
Okay.
where they can relate to what you're doing because they're no longer doing it.
Right.
You understand? So now it just feels so out of touch when I'm hearing it. Especially if we know you're not in the hood,
Right.
right?
Correct.
You're not. Hopefully, you're not trapping. I'm not gonna swear and say 100% that you're 100% out of the game.
No one shocks me right
Right.
now.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say you're 100% you're out of the game, but your lifestyle is different.
Mm.
But yet you're still saying these things like it's hardcore true fact that you're doing it.
Art. Okay, so pertaining to D1's statement, yeah, we were on agreements and stuff of it, and not like I jumped ship.
Right.
I look at it as stuff as where I feel like D1 made the statement pertaining to probably the single, like the Rick Ross and Meek Mill single, the same one we commented on and
Yeah.
stuff when we saw it at
Yeah,
the time.
that's
right?
just so
that-
weird.
that was
it was
the
just
start.
so weird when it happened. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, we talked about it first,
Right.
like, not even on air. It was just a conversation
did,
between
yeah.
us and everything like that. And I gave my critique and stuff on it, but I look at it stuff as like, should that define the whole project?
Right.
I didn't listen to the whole project.
No, neither did
So
I.
I can't say if the whole project and stuff is to that.
Right.
Because I look at it stuff as where the old formula of success pertaining to music, especially hip hop, was a club track, a hood track, and a girl track.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if the albums even consist of those type of things, and those elements and stuff. I don't like the fact that D1 called out names.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's monotonous and it goes on hand in hand constantly.
Yeah.
Now, pertaining to what you were saying earlier, stuff about with the lifestyle in the world, some people don't grow.
This is true.
Some people do not mentally grow.
This
like
is
I
true.
look at it stuff as where, for me,
Right.
I could not be a man at 38 years old, fucking a 19, 20, a 21-year-old.
Right.
I feel like we won't have that many things in common with her besides the imagery or the look of her body.
Yeah.
And that be that. And I just look at the stuff as like, we even spoke about it one time.
Mhm,
There's like 50, 60-year-olds and stuff, whatever, that have bodies better.
Yeah.
And they're, no shade to women, but they're menopaused up. So you can shoot the club up all you like. And then, you know what I'm saying? So I look at it and stuff as where me dating someone younger and stuff like that,
Right.
to me,
Right.
I feel like mentally we're not at the same pace.
Yeah.
There's tons of celebrities and stuff, whatever. I want to say, like, not just shit. You talked about Mick Jagger earlier. Mick Jagger, I think his youngest and stuff, whatever, his youngest might be in their 20s.
Right.
may be in their 20s.
Yeah.
Mick Jagger's still popping them off.
Yeah.
He's still finding young women to fuck.
Mhm.
So I look at it stuff as where, is there growth in there? Like, yo, like what's there?
Yeah.
So now you're hearing like people like Ross, I want to say you hear Ross and Meek Mills talk about like how many bitches they fucking, how many cars and stuff they got and all the above. And then you include Jones on that side. I look at it as Jones might be a different pace about like how many bitches and stuff like that he might quote unquote be smashing because his wife is polarized.
Right.
So because we know about Chrissy,
Mhm.
I think that's the reason why some of those talks and stuff won't kind of go down. I don't know if Rick Ross has like a main squeeze. I don't know if Meek Mills has a main squeeze.
Right.
So that's why they're talking and stuff like that. But if you're a man, like you're saying, you're in your 30s and 40s, yo, you done found your boo, you found your queen.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to woman town
You don't have to go to woman town.
because you have a woman at your palace.
Mhm.
So
there you go.
when you're there, you don't really care too much about how many this, that, and the third and all the above. Like you might look and be like, oh, you like if you drive past the sunset, oh, seems nice.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all there is to it and stuff for them.
You see the cows grazing on the field.
Yeah, you see like, oh, that looks swell.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then just keep it pushing. How are you relating to like, looking rapid fire chicks left, right, and center when you're a married man and you're just sleeping with one woman,
Yeah.
right? Like I look at it, some of certain things just they're not relatable. That's why I said hip hop needs a category, contemporary hip hop. I
does.
created my own playlist.
It does.
If I hear a track and stuff that is about like motivation, doing better, loving your woman, loving your family, building on making your people be great,
Right.
it goes into that
Goes
genre
into
for me.
That category.
But if you're talking about like gun busting and all that type of stuff, I can't relate.
I can't relate.
I can't relate. I don't bust no guns off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not trapping.
Yeah.
Just like you're saying.
Yeah.
If they're still doing these things, like I said, I don't put nothing past them ever since what Buju Banton.
And that's what I'm saying. Like
Buju Banton and the whole you're a musician and the cocaine thing, we like, okay. That's why I think like Drake got kind of tight when it came to Pusha T. Like this guy talking about all these drugs. No one can pull nothing up on this guy. Like Pusha T stays with the drug lines. Selling coke in the open air, the boats is clear, we're over here. Stop him.
and he's one that you'd looking like,
are you doing it? Are you not? Are you supplying people? You got the money
I can
to?
believe that you are still doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's one of those, and then you don't quit. Then you don't. Yeah.
I don't. Like I said, the D1 calling out Rose, calling out Meek Mills, calling out Jones. I feel like when he was saying, tag Rick Ross in this, tag Rick Ross in this.
Yeah.
And he was like tagging Jim Jones and stuff in this, whatever. Those things cause problems because Prince, and I love Prince's definition, R.I.P. Prince, the artist. Fan is short for the word fanatic.
Yeah.
There's going to be a fanatic out there. They don't like how you're talking about their role model, their hero, and take justice within their hands.
Yeah.
Cameron got shot after. The same Cameron that is what it is.
Yeah.
Got shot after. And he said when he was driving off after he got shot, he seen people throwing the rock sign up.
Right.
Right? So, did Jay-Z pay it off? And Jay-Z has nothing to do with it. It's the fanatics.
It's the fanatics.
The fanatics don't like you talking about their leaders.
They
I
don't.
go places talking about the Beehive, whatever. There's knife work coming at me.
Yeah.
There's arguments coming my way and
it's
stuff.
coming.
Those are the fanatics.
It's coming.
So I look at stuff as like, be prepared for calling out names because you have to be prepared to stand on some shit.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of look over your shoulder and stuff because this is just the world we live in. Right? Like it's just simple as that.
And
now, go ahead.
Because he's not saying anything that Dr. Umar hasn't already said, but Dr. Umar has never mentioned any names.
Bingo. Say that again to the microphone.
D1 Music is not saying anything that Dr. Umar has already said. But when Dr. Umar addressed it, he did not call any names.
And that's the thing. When you're calling out names now you're bringing, I guess, allegedly, or we're going to now see like, all right, is this person the plaintiff or the defendant?
Right.
Because their name is being called now. They're looking like, what the hell did I do? And if they make music for a particular crowd or they do it for a particular crowd and stuff like that, whatever, then by all means. That's their lane way and all the above. You can't expect you from other people. That's what I think D1's problem is.
Mm.
Continue doing your thing,
Yeah.
and just call it a day. Like I look at it stuff. You have the Commons, the Talib, those other people and stuff. You've never seen them with flashy chains, but you know they got bars for days,
Right.
and they're still producing music. They're still doing like stay in your lane.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not gonna.
You're not saying that you can't call it the industry or can't call it, but when you start calling out people,
I don't know. I don't know if like, see. I don't know if you want to call out the industry and stuff for it, because I would look at it stuff as like if they mess with you, they're gonna follow you.
Yeah.
Period. And that's regardless to the industry and everything like that. Okay. Let's say someone like Selena Gomez and stuff, and just a side thing and stuff, whatever. Selena Gomez, she makes music periodically, right?
Right.
She jumped on the Calm Down track, the remix, or the Taki Taki and stuff like years before. I don't know, but I don't see Selena Gomez making this stuff. But her fan base is up there.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. If they rock with you, they'll follow
rock with
you.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
They don't care for a specific amount of things. They just care that you're still here and you're the hero that they're championing on.
Yeah.
That's it. If you're using other things to piggyback, like I said, this D1 move, it kind of feels like a D move where you're stepping on Rick Ross, Meek Mills, Jim Jones is back to kind of get ahead. Tag them in this video.
Yeah.
Tag them in this video. I was like,
right.
But if this is great, then that be that.
Yeah.
But it's like
You don't
us,
need to
like
tag nobody. People get the message on its own.
Be like
on
us,
its own
be like, yo, oh, Joe Buttons is an angry guy. Tag him in this podcast. Tag him in this podcast.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that.
Right, right.
Because I look at it stuff as like, when you know you're doing your shit and you know you're doing the best of your thing, you worry about nobody else.
It's on its own merit.
Say less. That part. All right, man. I want to ask you this. Are people still still in the search for perfection? And I say that to say, like, I want to say some people are just not satisfied.
Right.
Right? I look at this stuff as, what's the expression? You're as good as it gets. But there's still hundreds.
But how do you know? How do you know it can't get no better?
So are you one of those perfectionist people? Talk about it, perfectionist.
I wouldn't say I'm a perfectionist, but I will say if I see that it can be improved on, I'll try and improve on it. I'm okay with rocking with something, and I'll rock with it for, if it's working for me, I'll rock with it for a long time until somebody might show me something different. I might say, oh, but wait a second, that's a little bit better. Okay, let me switch. Let me try and switch up. And again, we're going back to that whole, it might work for somebody else, but might not work for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I might try it and then find out, okay, no, I was good in the lane that I was. So let me go back to that lane and stay in that lane.
Okay, so let me ask you this now. You make beats.
Right.
You make a beat. It's at that time the best of your abilities.
Right.
Right? Let's say you hear another producer and stuff, whatever. Shout out to Lex and stuff. Whatever. You hear Lex make some kind of like different kind of sound, a chime, whatever he did. You like, you know what? You made a beat way back when, or not so long ago.
Yeah.
And that sound would have been perfect to that.
Right.
You go back and add that to the track?
No.
Because it's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
And now, if you like that sound that much,
I'll take it going forward.
You'll make a brand new.
Right. I'll take that going forward.
And this is what I'm saying. So it's like, all right, boom. Say you meet the perfect person, whatever, right? Or
Right.
perfect to you.
Right.
Like nobody's perfect, but you're perfect for me.
Yeah.
You meet the perfect person and stuff, whatever. Like they hit all these requirements and stuff like that. Now you want to go add them and say, I need you to do a boom flick? Or is it good as it gets?
It's as good as it gets. Now she can learn the boom flick.
Perfectionist. Why is enough never enough for most people? Why do you think? And then I want to hear your own personal thing.
For most people,
yeah,
I think people put high expectations on themselves. I think that's what it is. And when they don't reach it, they're always trying to reach it. So it's they might be good where they're at, but they feel like, no, I still have not gotten there. right? I think it's the expectation what they put on themselves. Why enough may never be enough. With me, I still have goals in mind that I would like to accomplish,
Okay.
right? And I work towards those goals,
Mhm.
right? But I think now I've learned to be somewhat content
Mm.
in the situation that I am,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that, you know what, I'm not suffering. I wake up every day, I'm okay. I got people around me who love me,
Mhm.
you know, and people who around I love,
Mhm.
you know, the day can go smoothly without a hitch. Not always, but I'm here.
Mhm.
And I think what helps to put it into even more perspective is that, sure, I may not be at the place where I'm supposed to be, but then I can witness around me with people who have less. Some of those people who have less are miserable, but guess what? Some of those people who have less, they're damn content.
Right.
So so why is it that I'm putting so much pressure on myself because I feel like I haven't gotten to where I've gone yet? No, but if I get there, I get there.
But so you said there was a point where you're like, you haven't got to that spot.
Right.
That means you're still putting pressure on yourself, right?
No, dude, see, the thing is now, if I make it, I make it. If I don't, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
You understand? So I think that's what removes the pressure.
I feel like most people don't figure out what the best is.
Mm.
So I think that the work the work that you put in,
Yeah.
if you do your best, that's as good as it gets.
But you can't expect no better than that. But okay, here's the other thing to it. And I think this may be part of the reason a lot of people recognize that they're not doing their best.
So then, here lies the problem, right?
That's what lies the
maybe you
problem.
should be doing the set person should be doing the best pertaining to whatever the situation stuff may be, whether it be, I guess, like I don't know, like your relationship,
Right.
your job,
Right.
your goals in life, and everything like that. I feel like if you put your best foot forward,
You should be able to be satisfied with the results. You should be able to be just satisfied with the results.
don't let the church say amen.
Amen. I'll say amen to that 100%, man. Because just like I said, that the other day when we were asked one of the questions, what makes us happy, right?
Mhm.
And I said when I make a really dope beat
Mhm.
that I could sit down and say, yo, this is it, right?
Mhm.
Some people might make that beat, might send that beat around to hundreds of people and not get a response and feel like they failed
Mhm.
because they didn't get the response that they wanted.
Mhm.
I'm like, no, I feel good accomplishing this because I did it and it sounds good to me. I don't care if it sounds good to anybody else.
Well, and that's why I always champion like some of the work of arts like that, that I don't understand, like in museums or art galleries.
Yeah.
I'm like, to me, it looks like just a blotch of like paint,
Right.
right? And then when people look like, it's perfection, it's a work of art, be like, the hell are you seeing that I'm not
that you
seeing?
don't see, right?
Right? But I'm looking like, this person said this canvas
Yeah.
was as good as it gets. This is
Yeah.
the best of their abilities
Yeah.
at that time.
Right.
That good enough that they decided to post it up in their art gallery. Who the hell am I?
I've been hearing with the release of the Andre 3000 album, that's all flute, right?
The album that no one asked for?
The album that nobody asked for. But he put out because he's an artist and he wanted to put something out that reflected his current state of mind.
Yes.
Right? And I look
The
at
track list is crazy.
it is.
It's-
I haven't
The track list is
Have you heard
crazy.
anything off of it?
Boss, I feel like I need to be weeded out. I had a lot of missions.
Right.
I was with my son. I
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
I looked at it. I was like, I beg your pardon.
Right.
What is the hell?
But I don't do the weed no more, so maybe I'll do a gummy life with you and we'll just sit down and we'll take it in.
So okay, I'll read the track for you. Right.
Okay.
The first track is like I swear I really wanted to make a rap, and then it's look for yourself. These are the track listings and stuff, whatever, right?
That's the track listings.
I was like, okay,
Right.
ants to you, gods to who? I was like, sounds like a title of a poem. Let's hear where this track went. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I need a zone moment.
A zone moment, right?
Yeah.
And so, but I bring it up because up until this point, all the reviews or all the mentions that I've been hearing about this album
are negative.
Not that they're negative, but it's from people who I know listen to him for a specific type of genre, right? Whether that be
hip
hop, or whether it be the R&B people who love hip hop,
Mm-hmm.
and they're judging it on that scale. But I'm like, what would a person who just like, let's say, is like a fan of Zamfir? Here comes Zamfir again. What a person who's about that flute life? What if they listen to it?
Zamfir better be right here. Go ahead, continue.
What if they listen to it, right?
Right.
And they're like, no, like what he's doing here is like,
this is what the game been missing.
This is, you know what I mean? Like, no, we've never heard flute play like this before. This is something.
Because I said, like, this is a didgeridoo. I was like, this is the Australian thing. Like, I was like, you know what? As I said, you're right.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times and stuff, whatever, people do put people in a box.
Yeah.
Right? In this particular case and stuff, whatever, they always try to put him in a box. But I want to say from the early stages of like, let's say Southern Playalistic, like not even that. I want to say from 80 Aliens.
Okay.
From 80 Aliens and stuff, he started wearing a turban.
Right.
So I want to say he ditched the snapbacks, like from, you need to get out and get something.
Right.
To like now he's not wearing a turban.
Right.
And 94, that's still 94, 95, that's still kind of a questionable type of thing, especially in the hip hop world.
Yeah.
Right? Then you have what's the album after that? Aquemini.
I was about to say Aquemini.
With I think for me, the Rosa Parks wasn't that bad because I want to say he had a football. The wig, the wig just kind of threw me off.
What was the football with the cow pants?
Yeah, like the feather pants or something like that. Yo, no. And then the same album had the Raekwon track. Old school players to new school rules.
Right.
Cats keep it jumping like kangaroos.
Right.
They had the video for that. My man was doing a performance with a white wig, no shirt, white feathery sleeves, and a feathery shorts. The common denominator, the nigga numerator, never move a hate. I'm like, why is Dre dressed like that?
We were all saying, why Dre dressed like that?
This guy hasn't been in a box since 80 Aliens.
Yeah.
Do not try to typecast and put anybody in a box. And the same thing with Drake too.
Right.
And I give Drake, and this is where like people ask me if I'm a Drake hater and everything like that. But I'm like, I'm not a Drake hater, but I look at it stuff as where this is where I can appreciate Drake.
Yeah.
Because I look at it stuff as where Drake is doing tracks with Bad Bunny to this person, to that person,
right,
to all the above. You can't put a person like that in their box. And Andre 3000 always been that guy. And I want to say, because he hasn't really been putting out the lyrical content that we subscribe to, we were just hungry for that. And I had myself in the mix. I was including that.
No,
I'm looking at when it came with the didgeridoo, I was looking like, yeah, I have to change my state of mind to listen to it. That's what I said. Like,
listen to it.
You have to turn your ear, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have your reggae artists and stuff, whatever, go from like she grind by the body to like, I am blessed. You gotta change your ear.
You gotta change it up.
You
gotta change it up. Okay. Yeah, but like I said, it'd be interesting to hear it from a perspective of the genre that is into that type of music, because, and I heard one producer break it down. This a friend of mine on Facebook.
Okay.
And he was basically, and he broke it down on a technical level.
Talk about it.
And he was saying, he was using all these terms to how Andre was playing the flute, and he was saying, and you would only know this if like you're in that realm, if you're in that like sort of classical realm, you would know what he's doing or what type of sound he's making or this, that, and the third. And then then he followed up with, he goes, the only thing that I didn't like was because the main instrument, which is the flute, sat too deep in the mix. It should have been more up front, right? So when he broke it down like that, I was like, okay, here's somebody who's not listening to it with the hip hop ears.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Not listening to it with the regular ears. He's respecting it for what he does. And he said, it's not for me, but I can respect what he's doing and respect what he's trying to do.
Well said. We get to the question of the week.
Question of the week.
Question of the week says, what is your most consistent and greatest hope?
Hope?
Yeah. What is your most consistent and greatest hope?
Peace on earth, man.
Really?
Mm-hmm. My most consistent and greatest hope.
Well, in times that we live in today, how do you think we'll be able to achieve that then?
I don't know, because that's why it's a hope.
So hope. So I guess hope doesn't have to be concrete. Hope can be more abstract. Then.
Right. And that's why I say.
That's why you focus on hope.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why I say peace, because that's my greatest hope that we can achieve. How? I don't know.
I think my consistent and greatest hope is that we find a way to communicate better amongst each other.
Okay.
Pertaining to people, because I feel like not really times with hieroglyphics, but I want to say a lot of times with emojis. I do call emojis hieroglyphics and stuff like that.
That's exactly what they are.
But I feel like a lot of people, they don't communicate or articulate themselves well enough, and they expect you to know what the hell the point they're coming from, right? Like, I look at this stuff as we speak to people on a weekly basis,
right?
And we try to make it general stuff. Like, for example, if like, patois is being said or something and stuff that the average, because this is English is the main dialect that we're using, right? English is the main language that we're using and stuff. And I'm going to say the slang dialect might come up with a patois dialect, but we still try to make it to transcribe to say, like, if somebody who is not from North America to listen,
right,
will kind of get it. And
99% you will understand what we're saying.
Right. And then we try to convey that thought and stuff with it. But I say a lot of times the people just don't try to convey that thought. They might just say it with like a short statement and expect you to know what that means.
Expect you to know what it means.
Right. And then you're like, huh? For the longest, I think like years ago, I think if this is from a Cameron song. I think it's a Dipset anthem.
Yeah.
I'm on the west side of Chicago looking for a bust down. Make me stand with my two arms up. Touchdown. Right? So I'm like, back then I asked, what was a bust down?
What was a bust down?
Right? Never paid it no attention to stuff because I asked somebody that. And the person I think I asked, they gave me like a half-assed answer. Like, and this is when it came to like even me asking biblical stuff. They were like, you always got to question everything. Just tell me you don't have the answer.
That's it.
But
tell me you don't have the answer. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Convey that you don't have the answer.
Right.
But people won't convey that.
Yeah.
They'll just say a statement and expect you just to know and stuff, whatever, right? There's no harm in saying you don't know.
Yeah.
No one can take, it's hard for a lot of people to say even just those type of things. Then eventually and stuff, it came back up in another conversation or another song. I was like, you know what? Let me Google what the hell this thing might even really be. And then when I got the meaning and stuff of it, I was like, oh, bust down is just like they just want to get fancy with the, you don't like your stock.
Right.
You just want to customize.
Right.
So I'm like, could shoes be customized or could they be customized shoes be bust down shoes?
Right.
They're like, oh no, it's not pertaining to that. It's more pertaining to like jewelry, that kind of accessory and stuff, whatever. So I was like, okay.
But even when they say that, we know probably 50% it's been used to describe jewelry. Bust down everything. So now it becomes super more confusing because if you're busting down your face and you don't know what bust down means,
Whoa.
But it's not the
I don't
same
even like
bust.
that statement.
But there you go. But it's not the same bust down as the watch. Now you're hella confused because
Are you customizing your face with Botox?
how
Like
do you
lip
bust
filler?
down a watch and then your face be bust down, right?
Busted down. You see?
That's
My consistent hope is that we will find a better way to communicate with each other,
right.
especially when egos and stuff aren't involved. I wish that egos will get removed. We're listening to understand, but
Right.
we're not listening to respond.
Mm.
Because it's like, I feel like a lot of people just don't want to even get past that part where they're like, go ahead, Smooth, say your piece. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, fuck you, and this is the answer. Did you hear what he said? No.
No.
I know what he was saying. I know what he was. No. That's my consistent hope.
Right.
All right. Let's get to the Ask the Sons.
Sons.
First Ask the Sons question comes from Mortal-Wombat. Do you think, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I don't like that smile you got over there.
Do you think women generally look for the wrong things in men?
we talking today's woman?
I think.
Go ahead, you go first.
You homewrecker.
You go first.
You homewrecker. Do I think women generally look for the wrong things in men? If they didn't have a proper, I want to say, guidance to it. And the reason I say it like that, I want to say it's not even a father, but I want to say father figures do play a major role.
Yeah.
I look at it as stuff as where a woman's first love should be her father.
Right.
Right? I'm not saying she should marry a person that's like her father and stuff like that, but that's the basic understanding and stuff of like, okay, this is a man. And you would hope that, you know, if they're into men,
yeah,
that the significant other at least has some kind of references or relics or likeness and stuff whatever pertain to their father.
Right.
Right? Because there has to be some things you like or love about your parent, and there's some things that you dislike and stuff about your parent.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, right? I look at stuff for that, for example, let me say my piece before I address back the women. I have no problem being with a woman that might be a rider or stuff like that because my mom is a rider.
Right.
Right? So I look for more of the good within a woman than the bad.
Yeah.
Now I look at the stuff is where the only thing I want to say even probably tickle my fancy that pertain to like the bad within a woman.
Right.
Would be like if I hear her talk kind of reckless about like what she would do with a dick.
Right.
Right? So if I'm hearing like, you know, she get into some action time and stuff like that, you don't know, I suck the meat off the dick or some shit like that. Be like, okay. I might use that to kind of make that be louder.
Right.
And then when I realize the stuff, whatever, you're a loser, you don't work, you just lounge, you don't do shit, you expect a man to take care of you. That be more quiet. That's on volume like 2.
Volume 2.
And the whole sucking the meat off the dick.
That's 10.
It's like 10. No, make it 11. Like the damn
off the scale.
Yeah, off the scale. You know what I'm saying? I feel like certain women of today, they try to look for the good within a man, but when they see the bad, they feel like it's not that bad. So that's why they just stay and maintain the stuff.
I feel like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Women now will overlook some of the bad because they believe they can do good all by themselves.
Explain that. Oh, we're not mansplaining, by the way. We're not mansplaining.
No.
Go ahead.
No. I don't need you to be the good man in my life, the provider, the this, that, and the third. I can do that stuff myself, right?
Okay.
I may need you to come over and sling some good dick. Can you sling some good dick? Then this is how some of the women are thinking.
So she'll ignore all the bad because she don't need that because she can do good.
She can provide that stuff for herself. What she can't provide is a bad boy.
Now, same woman now.
Same woman?
Same women.
Mhm.
Is there a time limit to that? Because I feel like they probably were okay with that for a duration in their life.
Right.
Could they ride that to like God calls them?
I don't think they can ride it to God calls them. No.
Then
No.
yeah, then it's useless.
But maybe they'll switch up with it. But right now, these women out here, it's like I'm glad I'm married.
I'm glad I'm a man.
You glad you're
Damn right. I'll say that with my chest.
I'm glad.
Fuck what you heard. Next question comes from Adquest. Who loves money more, men or women?
Oh, it's the battle of the sexes argument.
Yeah. They're just trying to get somebody shot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's men out here to say enough isn't enough.
Yeah.
Right? And I feel like there's women and stuff that can never have enough shoes and purses. So
yeah, that's a hard one for me too.
But if I'm gonna pick out of the two, I'm gonna say who loves money more? I would probably say women. And the reason why I just say that stuff is because I feel like majority, like if we're talking about like, let's say, majority of men, affluential men with money,
right?
What I've noticed and stuff is that they have like a simplistic like look about them,
yeah,
and demeanor about them,
yeah,
and you know they got bread,
right?
Bill Gates,
yeah,
Warren Buffett,
yeah,
you know these people got bread,
yeah.
Like okay, Putin has like over like 200 million, right? Elon Musk, they look simple, but yet they're not. Like I said, you might see them in his regular button-up shirts,
right?
It might be a purple label.
It might be a
Versace.
Yeah.
But it's not like Versace is across the chest and stuff, whatever. So I feel like it's still a simplicity about them and stuff, whatever, right? And I feel like a lot of women and stuff, like, you know, you're going to see it's going to be a Tory Burch emblem there, a Kate Spade, a Gucci, a this, a that, a Red Bottoms,
right,
and stuff like that. And it won't be just a basic, because it's kind of like, there's a lot of classism with women, I feel like. So it's kind of like, basic bitch. Like that combo might kind of come up. Oh, you wear, what is it? You wear Steve Madden's? Well, I got the Manolo Blahniks, you know,
right.
That kind of combo and stuff would have come up and everything like that. Right? Don't stun on me.
Yeah.
So women.
I'll say
men?
Men.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Let them come for me. At least somebody will survive and make another Podical Sons podcast.
The reason why I say men, because I think we're still in the arena where women know that money, they can still do things and survive without having money. Where men are of the understanding so that they need money to do shit.
I shout out to Good Charlotte. Good Charlotte is an old rock group and stuff, whatever, from like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Because girls don't like boys, they like cars and money. Girls will laugh at boys when they're not funny. And these girls like these boys, and these boys like these girls. The girls with the bodies like guys with Ferraris. You need money for Ferraris.
This is what I'm saying.
So, I was like,
what I'm saying.
That part.
Yeah.
That part. Live long, Smooth. I'll miss you, man. Just, you know, throw some flowers at my grave, whatever, when they come from me.
Don't worry, man.
The last question comes from Scar_Foot. What will sex workers do for a living when they're older? I always question that.
That is a good ass question.
I always question that, because eventually, if your mama had an OnlyFans page and she out here doing the most for her hot body, when she becomes grandmama and stuff and that body is not popping like that, does she continue on? Because there's a genre for it. There's always a genre.
Oh, there's always
a genre. There's always a category and stuff, whatever. I myself like older women.
Yeah.
I myself have not ever hit a search bar for gilf
For
yet.
gilf?
Yeah. I feel like most of the grannies that I think of in my head, they have
Yeah.
like the strawberry candy, you know, way deep down in their purse.
Yeah.
I don't look at them as nothing sexual.
Right.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, that's just not for me.
Yeah.
But there's a category and stuff for it. So
There's
if
a category
if
for
you
it.
went from, let's say, sexy teen lookalike or sexy teen, let's say 18, 19,
Yeah.
legal,
Yeah.
to now you're in granny status and stuff, whatever. I don't know if I would be into that.
Yeah, I've always wondered if, like, do you have like some sort of like an exit plan? Because you got to know that you're not going to look the same forever. And I always say that. Two things I always wondered: like, the drug dealers got an exit plan. Have you put yourself together an exit plan? And then on the stripping side, have you put yourself together an exit plan? Because when you're depending on your looks, right?
Okay.
The other, you're depending on your ability to hustle, to go out on the road and hustle, right? Now, there's nothing to say that you can't elevate in those worlds, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing to say that you can't go on and say, I'm gonna use this money that I make and start producing adult films and become a producer in that realm, right? There's nothing to say that you can't get your weight up and now become the plug as opposed to the socket, right? But we know the percentage of those reaching that level.
Oh, it's very low.
Very, 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 very low. You got to understand the percentage of reaching that level is very, 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 very low.
Very true.
Right? So what's going to be your exit plan? I like, the other day,
OnlyFans. I think OnlyFans.
OnlyFans?
I think OnlyFans might be their exit. I mean, not their exit, but I want to say this is what they continue on to do. And like I said, if the people's rock with you, they rock with you.
They rock with you.
They rock with you
Yeah.
and stuff like that, right? Now I look at if they never rocked with you in the past, you have to do something kind of gain their favor or their attention,
Right.
right? Because you really don't have any kind of backing. Porn stars, I haven't heard shit from Jenna Jameson, and Jenna Jameson was that woman of porn.
When I was coming up, that was one of those things.
She was that woman of porn.
Well, the other day we had the conversation, and then made your head explode when I said Janet Jack Me.
Janet Jack Me.
Right? It's like, that was a household name when I was growing up.
Right.
Where is she now? What is she doing now?
Right. And then especially when it comes to sex work, they already been stigmatized.
Right.
So like how they've been stigmatized and stuff with it, I don't really see them trajectorying too far from what they normally the landscape they're in.
Right.
Like I look at this stuff as and I applaud this stuff because I didn't know she was a porn star. So there's a porn star, brunette, what's her name? Sasha Grey. I used to watch Entourage.
Right. Yes.
Right? So I used to watch Entourage, and when I see like she had a recurring role and stuff, like I just thought she was another character. And everybody, like I think, yeah, maybe MySpace or something at the time was kind of just polarizing the fact that she was a porn star or something like that. And I was like, really? And I seen someone like, I went to go look to some of her porn stuff. I'm like, yo, she's not doing like soft shit like
No.
Drake's baby moms or something like that, whatever.
Right.
Like she out here like getting it.
Yeah.
She out here getting it. And the
Yeah.
fact that like even HBO decided to, take a shot because they were behind Entourage, right?
Right.
I'm looking like HBO's already pushing, they normally, most of the things push the limit. Like, and the thing in Game of Thrones, they had like a few porn stars and stuff kind of run through in there, especially like in some of the whorehouse scenes.
Right.
I know the one that was with Tyrion.
Tyrion?
Yeah, Tyrion Lannister and stuff, whatever. She was a porn star.
Okay.
Right? And so it just comes to stuff like they don't put, they kind of typecast you.
Right.
So I feel like you have to capitalize in your landscape.
Yeah.
And don't really hope to get like the crossover appeal. If you do get the crossover appeal, like hands down, like more power to you. I'll clap.
Yeah.
But if you don't, find a realm because you won't be able to do what you do forever.
Reminds me of Mia Khalifa when she left the world. Nobody really took her serious in anything else that she was doing.
That part.
So she had to go back to that world.
Whew. It's a harsh reality. It's a harsh one. All right. We are here at the end.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up with the So Say the Sons.
You know how we do.
Then we sign off to the peoples for the week. So Say the Sons this week says, if you become a sheep, then expect it to be eaten by a wolf.
So says the Sons.
I can't employ you people enough to do your own research and look about some things. Don't really go by things and stuff by face value, what it may seem, or the information and stuff you are half spitting out and given.
Yeah.
You really need to look into your own things that working within your own world. If you care about what's going on out here with the Hamas and Israel conflict, employ yourself to do your own independent kind of research, because your news outlets might have an angle, and other places and stuff like on social media might have an angle that they might be trying to aim at, and it might not be the point of view you might be into.
Right.
A lot of times, some people don't care for other things and they just roll with it.
Yeah.
COVID vaccine is one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people can't really tell you like the chemical compounds and stuff, and that's fine.
Right.
Right. But I do look at it stuff as where, did you do your research on pertaining to like, you know, the adverse effects, your health?
Right.
You know, like, does this thing work for you? All of the above. And a lot of people just say no and just like, give me the jab.
Right. Right.
Right. I looked at it stuff from my, like, if my landscape and stuff, I looked at it stuff as where I didn't have any comorbidities.
Right.
Any kind of underlying ailments and stuff like that. I work in healthcare, and eventually some of these patients and stuff, they're going to make it to our world.
Right.
So I just want to be safeguarded for myself.
Right.
Some other people won't even take the time to look into some stuff, whatever. They just get it. And then they're looking like, well, I can't believe this is doing this to my body and all the above.
Right.
Just do your research.
Right.
Don't be a sheep. You're going to be eaten by these wolves out here. A lot of these wolves don't give a damn about eating another meal.
There's one more on the dinner plate.
So say the Sons.
This is the Sons.
Yes, folks. We appreciate you guys for rocking with us.
Always.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe to all of the above.
All of the above.
And remember, thank you for listening to the Podical Sons. The difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits.
Has its limits, baby. Peace.
Peace and love.
The Podical Sons with Not Your Average Joseph and Sofa King Marvelous.